Hey guys, this is Not Lambers of Invoked 101, and this is a deck list I wanted to do for a pretty long time. This is my Super Quantal Link deck, or like Quantum Link, I guess. This deck is really cool. This deck is actually pretty decent in Link format. This is a really good starting point for the most part. I do plan on updating this deck quite a bit until I tweak it to be at maximum efficiency. But this is my base starting point for the deck, and can't wait to show you guys the upgraded versions. It does have an extra deck. It's right over here. I am missing 2 cards for it, and then once some more things come out, this deck will become just a little bit better, and I'll talk about that when I get into the extra deck. So let's start off with the main deck. We're going to be running 3 Super Quantum Red Layer, Super Quantum Red Layer, because he's able to special summon himself from the hand. Really good for, and he can, when he's special, normal or special, he can grab a Super Quant monster from your graveyard and put it back in your hand. So that's really good. And then when he's sent to the graveyard, he can target 1 Super Quant monster in the graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. Then we have Blue Layer. Blue Layer is your searcher. It searches any Super Quant card in the deck when it's normal or special. Then if it's sent to the graveyard, it has like a Daigusto Emerald effect where it shuffles 3 Super Quant monsters from your graveyard back into the deck, but you don't get to draw a card, which kind of sucks. And for the last one, oh, actually no, we run more Super Quants. Man, he is coming off super vibrant in the viewfinder. This is Super Quant Green Layer. What he does is when he's normal summoned, you can special summon another Super Quant monster out of your hand. Then if he's sent to the graveyard, you can discard a Super Quant card and draw a card. So that's pretty good. He just came off like super, like, look, like the blue one barely pops up. The green one is nuts. Wow. Red one's pretty crazy too. But the green, wow. And then for the last Super Quant monster we run, 3 Alphon. This one is really good. You can summon this off 1 for 1. Basically what you can do is you can target 1 other Super Quant monster you control. This turn all Super Quants become that level, including this card. Then, or you can tribute this card, choose 3 different Super Quant monsters in your deck, and have your opponent randomly picks 1 for you to special summon. So that's pretty good. Both effects are pretty decent, and if you're able to get 2 on the field, then basically like 1 for 1 and summon 1, you get to use both effects, which is pretty good. That's it for the Super Quant monsters. So this is where Link Vrains would come into play, and I would be like, oh yeah, I'm just running this until Link Vrains, but I actually kind of like this engine in this deck. Even though it's kind of like killer, and you'll actually probably see me run this a lot in the future. But this is the symphonic engine. I'm running 3 guitar and 2 mics. I'm running 2 mics in this one because we can actually make rank 5s in this deck, and having that extra normal summon on here, along with being able to make rank 5s with Red Layer, is pretty good. So yeah, so I run this. But Brilliant Fusion also works with Garnet and Seraphonite, yeah. And I think I might actually prefer Brilliant Fusion in this deck, just because of the way that it plays. Like, this isn't nearly as effective in this deck as Brilliant Fusion is, so that's kind of the unfortunate part. And since we're not getting the Link Vrains Brilliant Fusion reprint, I don't know when I'll be able to add that engine into this deck. Sorry. Alright, moving on to the spells. 3 Magna Carrier. You have to run this at 3. It's too good not to run at 3. Basically, you target a Super Quant, discard a card, turn it into its Xyz version. Then, piling on to the, it actually took me a really long time to get these. 3 Double Summon. Card is 2 nuts in this deck, just because we always want an extra summon in this deck just to keep going, keep extending. And since this is a Link deck, and this is actually kind of important for this deck, 3 Scapegoats. 3 Scapegoats, too good not to run in this deck, especially since this is a link deck and everything's just, yeah. That's it for the 3 ofs. Moving into 2 ofs. I run 2 copies of Twin Twister. This could be Cosmic Cyclone, MST, whatever you have on hand. This could probably even be that trap card version of Twin Twister. And 2 Terraforming. That's it for the 2 ofs. And for the 1 ofs, we actually run quite a bit for 1 ofs. I'm setting those over there. But yeah, you basically want your field spell. But there's so many ways to search the field spell, you don't need 3 Terraformings. Such as, we can run Super Quantum Alpha on Spike. So what this does is this basically shuffles all your opponent's stuff back in the deck, and then they summon 1 monster from their extra deck, which is pretty cool, but you need to control 3 Super Quantum monsters. So you need to control the 3 Rangers. And it actually has all 4 of the Super Quants on it. But yeah, and then you can banish this card and the fairy, the little bunny, from your graveyard and add the field spell to your hand. So that's why we run that. It's like another Terraforming. We also run 1 copy of Lightning Vortex. This could be Regeki, this could be Dark Hole, whatever you choose. This was the one I had on hand because I couldn't find another copy of Dark Hole. 1 for 1 because it's limited. 1 emergency teleport for Blue Layer because it's limited. 1 copy of Soul Charge to charge our soul. 1 copy of Reasoning because it's actually kind of hard to call the numbers in this deck. So, yeah. And 1 Feast of the Wild level 5. Some of you probably never seen this card. Basically what this does is it special summons 1 level 5 monster out of your hand. Special summon up to 2 level 5 warriors from your hand or graveyard, but their effects are negated. Also, they cannot attack. So it doesn't matter because basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to X these, we're trying to overlay them. So if you have 1 red layer in your hand and 1 in your graveyard, you can special summon both of them to the field, not using your normal summon or their effects. So that's pretty good. That's it for the spells. As for the traps, I run 2 Mech Sword Magnus Slayer. I find that this card is actually really good for OTKs. Sorry. This card is just nuts. Basically, it gives you equip it to a Super Quantal Xyz monster. It gains attack equal to its rank times 100, and then during the battle phase, you can send this card to the graveyard. That monster that I was equipped to can attack 3 times now. Which, like, you attach this to Great Magnus, which is on the cover. That's nuts. You can attach it to Magnalagger, and it's still pretty insane. Because you could pop a card with Magnalagger, swing into a monster, and then just swing more times with the 20. Like, swing into a monster with the equip card, and then swing 3 more times with 26. Like, it's nuts. It's nuts. And then for the last traps, 2 Solemn Strike, just because Solemn Strike. Again, this is just my base build for Super Quantums. If you have any tips for Super Quantals in Link format, go ahead, post them down in the comments. This is just my main deck I'm using now. It's not meant to be super competitive, but I have gotten wins with it online on Dueling Nexus against some people. I've also taken quite a few L's with it, but you know. Alright, now we're moving into the extra deck. It's not a full extra deck, and I am proxying 1 card because I haven't picked it up yet, but I do plan on picking it up before I do the updated deck profile. So we're just going to go through. 2 Magnalagger because we can make 2 in the deck and also use one of the better ones. 1 Ouroboros. We're rarely making this, and usually if we do make it, it doesn't matter, so just 1 is fine. 2 Grand Pulse because Grand Pulse is the other good one, which kind of sucks. It's kind of sad Green Layer got the shaft in the deck. But yeah, MST, Pop Monsters, these 2 are just the better ones. And then, this is my 1 proxy. This should be Great Magnus. I haven't picked up Great Magnus yet, but I will pick him up next time I'm at my card shop. So yeah. And that's it for these monsters. And now, again, I don't have all the Link monsters, but this is where all the Link monsters would be. Copy of Decode, and right now just a copy of Topologic Bomber Dragon. You could add in Firewall, you can add in Miss Starboy, you can add in Doolittle Chimera when he comes out, Land Felinkus. literally all like the Link 2s in your like that are just coming out, you can run in this deck. Almost all the attributable ones can be ran in here too, because we have fire, light, wind, and water. So a Mass Starboy would not hurt in this deck. Just so you can run just about anything in this deck and be fine. Landfelinkus is going to be the best one. Traffic Ghost is going to be really good too. Just because of like the weird combo where you could have blue and red in your hand and green in your graveyard. Special summon red layer, add green layer back to your hand, and then normal green layer and special the blue layer. Send all three off for like decode. That'd be the way that I would do it. And search like whatever you wanted off the blue layer. But yeah, this deck is really combo oriented. Again, if you have any tips, I do need to get a Great Magnus, so I will be picking one of those up soon. Just because Great Magnus is so nuts. But yeah, that has been my Super Quantum deck profile. Again, if you have any tips for me, put them down in the comments, because I want to make this deck fun. I want to make this deck great. This is a deck I've been wanting to play for a pretty long time. I just haven't I've had the core sitting around for a while. And if you want to see this mixed with an Invoke deck, if you want to see an Invoke build, because I feel that would be a lot easier to do, go ahead and post that in the comments, or like this video, whatever. Anyway, I'm Not Lambers of Invoked 101. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.